Friday, and so it's time to take out the trash. Okay, this has been a very trashy week, but I've talked quite a bit about some people that seem like obvious choices. So I'm gonna mix it up a little bit, but this is legitimate garbage. We'll see if I can sway you. My garbage person is someone I have never had as my garbage person before. It is Chip Roy. That's the actual one they went with. And so I'm gonna put him in here as I explain why Chip Roy is my garbage person. I mean, he's barely in the news, right? Well, it comes back to something we talked about yesterday, which was Ted Cruz's attempt to be pally with AOC. And she had responded about having hearings on the GameStop situation by saying, I am happy to work with the Republicans on this issue where there's common ground, but you almost had me murdered 3 weeks ago, so you can sit this one out. Happy to work with almost any other GOP that aren't trying to get me killed. In the meantime, if you wanna help, you can resign, which I thought was very nice of her. She gave him actionable advice. She went on to say, by the way, and we didn't read these yesterday, while you conveniently talk about moving on, which he does, a second Capitol police officer lost their life yesterday in the still raging aftermath of the attacks Iadarola. This isn't a joke. We need accountability, and that includes the new senator from Texas. You haven't even apologized for the serious physical and mental harm you contributed to from Capitol Police and custodial workers to your own fellow members of Congress. In the meantime, you can get off my timeline and stop clout chasing, thanks. Which is just devastating and brutal for all the reasons we said yesterday. Now, some people had an issue not with the Capitol attack, the people who died, the people who are still dying, but with her pointing that out. And so Chip Roy wrote up this, saying, it has come to my attention that Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez sent out a tweet a few hours ago. No, you read it on your timeline, you jackass, it's come to your attention. What, did you press refresh? Yes, it's come to my refresh. Anyway, he says, blah, 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 it's really bad. He's just engaging in speech and debate regarding electors. He's not, trying to overthrow democracy, an effort that Chip Roy, by the way, was a part of. And he goes on to say, if Representative Ocasio-Cortez does not apologize immediately, we will be forced to find alternative means to condemn this regrettable statement. It is my sincere hope that we all stop this heightened rhetoric and move forward to actually do the work that American people sent us here to do. Okay, so in a time where we are trying to get the Republicans to take control of their representative who talked positively about Nancy Pelosi being shot in the head and Barack Obama being hung, and they say, what, like condemning or expelling? That's not a thing. And then AOC is like, hey, don't try to get people to kill me. Expel her, condemn her. She's gotta be condemned for this unacceptable behavior. Oh, so they do get the idea that something can go too far. They just have very odd upside down ideas of what actually is. And considering that he was a part of that attempt to end the American democratic experiment, his formal letter to Nancy Pelosi calling for her to be condemned is just contemptible, absolute garbage.
I'm not convinced that Chip Roy was created by human beings, but rather the Onion. It's very possible. Chip Roy sounds fake. He seems like the photo that you showed essentially looks like Area Man in an Onion article. I also like the idea of being upset with heightened rhetoric while referencing speech and debate and defending the grand poobah of heightened rhetoric, speech and debate, and faux pearl clutching, which is Ted frickin' Cruz. And we're just trying to defend the people out there. Ted Cruz is a Princeton pleated short that had aspirations for the presidency and sacrificed his integrity. And I'm sure he's the actual one who is sucking the blood of virgins so that he can have powers, and at the expense of his external looks. As it's the only thing that keeps his skin from just hemorrhaging organs. Meanwhile, his wife is a head honcho in frickin' Wall Street. So I hate to break it to you, but if you're gonna be upset with someone, you should be in defense of the United States of America. You should be upset with the people who sought to undo it. And if you're upset with people who take part in heightened rhetoric that gets away from the true spirit of American democracy and discourse, you need to look at Ted frickin' Cruz and yourself, Chip Roy. And the only thing worse than being the kind of comment that Ted Cruz is to be the kind of suck up bootlicker that Chip Roy is, which is being if the parasite on American democracy is Ted Cruz, this guy is the pussy boil on the butthole of that parasite.
Get in. You know what you did. Get in.
It's not my fault, but that's exactly what he is, Chip Roy.
Oh, yeah, he's bad. That's true. Whew, okay.
They're the Death Eaters. They're all just the Death Eaters.
Yeah, and he knows what he's doing, and I'm so sick of it. Like,
just the no. I just want. There's a scene in Tombstone where there's like a gunfight, and Wyatt Earp, played by Kurt Russell, just starts saying no, and just charges at these guys and lights them up. Now I'm not saying gun violence, but I'm just saying that feeling. I just want to go no. Yes. We all know what's happening, but my answer to you is no.
Exactly. Yeah, I want to roll up a newspaper and hit all of them on the head with it. For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/thedamagereport. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.